What you see is what you get in this case. You have a woman who aimed her car at a law enforcement officer and pressed on the accelerator. Nobody debates that. I can believe that her death is a tragedy while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making.
The reason why so many evangelical Christians can watch that video of Rachel Good being shot in the face and not trust their own eyes to see the truth of what actually happened is because the church did a really good job of training them not to. In many Christian contexts, especially in hierarchical or authoritarian ones, believers are formed to understand truth as something that flows down from people in power, rather than truth being something discerned through lived embodied experience. Over time, what this does is create an assumption that perception is unreliable unless it's validated by someone who's in authority. So if you watch something and it feels coercive or manipulative, the first question you're trained to ask is not, what did I just witness and experience? But instead the question becomes, what am I supposed to witness and experience when I encounter something? If leaders frame it as harmless, holy, or well-intentioned, people are expected to reinterpret what they lived and experienced to match that authoritative explanation. That's why all of these people can watch the same video and say things like, you're reading into it, it's not what was happening, or I think you're being unfair. They're not failing to see this video, and they're not stupid. They're doing exactly what the church has taught them to do, which is to prioritize authorized interpretation over direct observation. This is an epistemological formation problem. Many churches teach, explicitly or implicitly, that truth is and must be mediated through pastors, elders, husbands, and institutions. And the church demonizes communal discernment that includes the body, emotions, and lived experiences. Misinterpreted biblical language around the deceptive heart, submission, and a general distrust of flesh and human understanding is often weaponized to reinforce this idea. But biblically, the body is not treated as an unreliable obstacle to truth. Christian theology is grounded in incarnation. God becomes knowable in a body. The Gospels consistently appeal to sensory, embodied witness. Come and see what we have heard, what we have seen with our eyes, what we have looked at, what we have touched. When churches teach people to distrust their own bodies, they create conditions where harm can be spiritualized, abuse can be reframed, and accountability can be dismissed as disloyalty. People are conditioned and formed to question themselves before they ever question people in power. The problem isn't that these evangelical Christians are not watching the video or they're too stupid to comprehend it. The problem is that many of them have been trained within systems where believing in authority matters more than believing in your own eyes. What we are seeing and experiencing is centuries of spiritual conditioning and manipulation working exactly how it was designed to. And until the church recovers a theology of the body as a site of truth and something to trust rather than to demonize, this pattern will continue. And that's just not biblical, sis.